back. We have our next guest. So excited to have her join us via Skype. Tara Leniston is joining us. She may look familiar to you because she was an actress and performed in films and on television. She's originally from Ireland, but has lived all over the world. In fact, did a lot of acting through the Jackie Chan agency out of Hong Kong. But when she had her child, and it was one of her children was diagnosed on the spectrum, things kind of took a left turn for her, like it does for so many of us. And together with Rianne Grounds, who is a speech therapist, with extensive background with autism, they have written a book, Coming Home to Autism. The subtitle is A Room-by-Room Approach to Supporting Your Child at Home After ASD Diagnosis. Both of these women are huge advocates for families and individuals on the autism spectrum, trying to help them to reach their fullest potential and to be successful in the home and in all kinds of places.
Right.
This is a really exciting book put together in a very different way, which we're going to talk to her about. So Tara, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Excited
Very
to
good.
have you here.
What inspired you to write the book, Tara?
Dylan, my son.
Okay.
He inspired me mostly. But when Dylan first got diagnosed, I wanted to research everything I could and try and find as much information as I could about him. And all the books I seemed to read were either really medically speaking, and it took me a year to read them, or they were someone else's journey. And like you both know, you have children on the spectrum, everyone's journey is different. You can talk to 10 different people, 100 people, and everyone's journey is different. So that didn't help me. So what I wanted was a book like myself and Rian wrote, which was, you know, very easy to read, and you don't have to read the whole book to get the answer that you want. So if you want to know about how to potty train your child who's on the spectrum, you go to the bathroom section, or to sleep through the night, you go to the bedroom section. So you don't have to, read the whole book to get the answer that you want.
Right.
And so often people, will put together, we see all the time on the show, moms will write a history of what happened to them and their child, right? A memoir. Other times people will do, books about how to teach individual things. But this is the first time that I ever recall somebody taking and giving a really useful tip book, but taking it room by room and thinking of it in that way. What I want to know is, how did that come about? What made you guys realize, that's the way it's structured in our head, so that's the way we're going to write it in the book?
I'm not sure really. I kind of had the book in my head 4 years before I actually wrote it. And I think, home is a really important place for everyone, and it's our safe haven from the world. And what I found is that when I would go to meetings of autism mums, and I would go to, play groups, and I'd talk to speech therapists, I always felt really encouraged. But then I would come home and Dylan would have a meltdown, or he wasn't sleeping through the night, and I felt very alone in that time. And myself and my husband, we separated for a year, and we found it very difficult. We were arguing, and I just felt that home wasn't the safe haven that I wanted. So I spent a long time trying to find the right textures for Dylan, the right smells for Dylan in the house, to make a safe haven, to make our home a safe haven, as opposed to being outside, being easy, and coming home and it being disastrous.
Right. So you take a lot of your personal experiences, like the fact that Dylan wasn't sleeping through the night, and then you apply that with some practical information, such as giving routines for parents of how they can deal with that problem.
Yes. Yeah, no, routine is it's the key for everything. It's what makes our home safe and comfortable, because Dylan feels in control of this environment. He doesn't control us as such, but he knows that breakfast is at the same time, bedtime is the same time every night. We developed this bedtime routine that worked for us. His happy spray, which gets rid of all those bad thoughts, anxiety, which is basically just like a pillow spray. But for him, it works.
Okay.
And how, now that you're sharing these wonderful tips, and they are wonderful tips, talk to us a little bit about, as you did these things, how it changed your relationship with your husband, and how the house ran differently as a result of these changes.
Well, in the beginning, our house was just, it wasn't a nice place to be, because we were arguing, we were sleep deprived, we didn't understand what we were doing with Dylan, and we just spent a long time talking, getting to know each other again, listening to each other again. And like I said, I spent many years trying to find the best, possible sensory environment for Dylan. So our house is, sensory haven for him. We have a little playroom, which I talk about in the book as well, which could be like a little tent with his sensory toys in it. And that helped him. And soon things started to calm down, and Dylan started to calm down, and home is his safe haven now. And, if you came and sat and had tea with me, you probably wouldn't even know Dylan was on the spectrum, because he's so comfortable in his environment and he's learned to control his environment that his behavior settles down a lot.
Well, what are some easy tips? We want people to get the book. I mean, because the book is a treasure trove of fabulous tips and hints of things to be able to do. But give us like one or two of your top tips that you think could help parents in their home today.
Routine, having a routine for your child is probably the most important thing you can do. Visuals, having a visual timetable so they know what's happening in the day. So the night before, I'll run through, a step-by-step guide for Dylan, and it can change. And now he's older, I'll say to him, "Oh, Dylan, number 5 on the list? That's changed because we've got a flat tire." And I have a little whiteboard that I carry in my bag with me with a pen, and we just change the 1 to 10 of the day. So routine, visuals, they're really my top tips for helping a child on the spectrum and helping your life in general.
I love it. And how old is Dylan now?
He's 8.
Wonderful.
Okay.
And sounds like he's doing really well.
He is doing really well. When he got diagnosed with severe autism, and we were lucky enough that we got him diagnosed at 18 months with early intervention and, a specialist nursery setting. He went into a specialist autistic school, but unfortunately he was in a class full of non-verbal children, and Dylan started to become a little bit more verbal, and he really craved friendships. So we moved him to a mainstream school, which he's in now. He's with full-time one-to-one support, but, he's very much part of the school environment and, our village, so it's really nice.
And how did you and Rianne come to work together?
Rianne and I met when Dylan was just diagnosed. She was working in speech therapy in the area that I was in, and we she is so very passionate about children on the spectrum, and she had so much advice to give me. I remember going to her asking how, would I potty train Dylan, or how would I do this? And she's a wealth of knowledge, and she helped me through some of the most difficult and darkest days that I've had. And so when I got the idea of writing Coming Home to Autism, I really wanted to make sure that I could help all families with a child on the spectrum. And obviously I know Dylan, and Dylan is verbal, but there are many children who are on the spectrum who are not verbal, and Rian is able to access them as well. She knew more about that than I did. So coming together, we thought the book would help, a whole range of families, not just children like Dylan.
Yes, she adds in each chapter a section by Rianne. Is that correct?
Yes, she does.
Okay.
It's a powerful partnership and a lovely, lovely book. Where can people get it?
You can buy it on Amazon. I know you can buy it on Amazon over in the States as well, or from Jessica Kingsley Publishing. And I think it's coming to a few bookshops in America too. I'm going to be coming over probably next year and doing a bit of a book tour over there as well.
Okay, great.
Fabulous. If
Coming
you're in
Home
the
to
LA,
Autism, a room-by-room approach to supporting your child at home after ASD diagnosis by Tara Leniston and Rianne Grounds.